Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This could be the last one for the year of 2023. Now, the most common question I get above everything else is what do I need to carve opal or even other stones? People just hit me up randomly thinking that I'm an expert in all things stones, but really it's just opal. So even on the website where I've got these items and stuff all listed, people are still asking what they need exactly to be able to get going. So what I've done is I've made a master kit. So this is, if I were to lose everything I have right now and need to buy it all back, this kit in front of you is exactly what I would be buying day one to get back in action. I'll also be making a budget version, what I would buy if I didn't have the money to get this kit. I'm going to list both of them up on the website and make a video on both of them, but for today, we'll just look at the master kit. If I lost everything, what would I go out and get straight away? So we'll start from the left and work our way to the right. That's how I've kind of structured it. So this is the hard shaping. So in terms of hard shaping, what I've got here, this is just an aluminium oxide stick that I use to prepare the burrs and make sure that they're all nice and running smoothly. You don't want little diamonds or little bits of metal or anything sticking up out of the burr. That'll leave a really significant scratch in the face of the stone, and it will take a long time to get out in the later steps with these novas. And the thing is that these are quite an expensive outlay at the beginning. This entire kit, by the way, I'm putting together for 250 bucks, which normally wouldn't even get you these two pack of sintered diamonds, but it's a bundle kit. I'm probably dumb for putting it up at a discounted price, but I'm going to do it anyway. These do leave fair scratches, but if there's an imperfection in the burr, that will leave something that is way above this grit range. So these are all 80s on the US standard. So this kit here is all 80s. That's what I use for the real thick crusts. When I'm taking away massive chunks of potch from things like boulder, like if there's a big ironstone layer and I'm getting rid of it, I'm blitzing through it with these. Or if there's huge thick potches before getting to Lightning Ridge bars and Cooper Pedy and Minterby where these ones really come in handy. I would then also get these. So these are the assorted grits. A lot of the time if the bar is not too far from the surface, I might just be able to get away with going straight to the 600, but typically I'll pick something in the coarser range. All of this is in the previous videos. I'm using these every video basically. So I'm picking something in the coarser range depending on how much I need to remove. And then I'm going to finish off, no matter what I do, I always finish off with one of these yellows. Typically this one right here. So these are the 600 grits from 80 all the way up to 600. I never not use the 600. The 600 is a must. It gets the scratches nice and ready to get the transition across to the nova point. And then a lot of times off channel, I'm using these to prepare some of the bigger stones with a lot of crust. So once I've got through those, I've got the nova points. Now that's another time when I use the aluminium oxide stick every now and then because they might have an imperfection, especially brand new ones. They've got a little seam line running across both sides. Must be to do with how they mold the burrs. I typically buzz those off just a little bit with the aluminium oxide sticks just to make sure I don't get any rippling in the face of the opal, which can happen sometimes. The nova points, you can get them from a huge range. There's a much bigger range you can see here, from 70 all the way up to 50,000. But this pack, this 4 kit, is just the perfect amount to get you from start to finish basically. So 280 to 3000, and that gets you to this point where you can use a metal oxide polishing or a diamond paste, whatever you want to do. You can go all the way up to the 50,000. For some stones, I do use the 50,000 and leave it there. It still doesn't get the perfect finish on it. You'd still want to do one last stage with diamond paste or cerium oxide, aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide's good for everything, cerium for opal. You can also use things like tin oxide and stuff as well. I typically run through that gauntlet. And then the final stage, I use my felt polishers. They typically last a fairly long time. This is a really dense felt. I've used a lot of different felts and you really do need to get something that's of a higher quality. Not all felt is made equal. In fact, this is probably one of the times where it's most important not to skimp out. These are really cheap as well, but you can go really, really cheap and you can get these wiry felts that it's not good. It doesn't hold the metal oxide, doesn't hold the diamond paste. It's an absolute nightmare and they leave fur everywhere. It's yeah, you'll see on the channel I've used some pretty dodgy ones in the past while I was trialing them. And it's not worth saving the couple cents. You want to look for a really dense fur. And then if you're a master carver and you're working with a lot of different types of stones, even if you're working with different varieties of opal, you'll still want a super cerium oxide and an aluminium oxide. You can get away with an optical grade cerium oxide, but I've just been making and selling this super cerium oxide, which is the higher grade, for the same price as the optical grade. So in that case, it's always better to go for the higher grade, but if your only choice is optical grade, that will work. And then aluminium oxide, this will work for basically anything. It's much harder. So on the hardness scale, it's sitting up around the 9 area. So you can use aluminium oxide to basically polish anything. And because of that, the powder is a lot finer. It's a little bit more expensive than the cerium oxide, but works pretty much everywhere. Whereas the cerium oxide is much softer. You're looking way down towards like 6. I think from memory could even be lower. But what it does is it has more of a chemical reaction with the surface. So the cerium actually reacts quite well with the hydrated silicas. So for hydrated silica stones, mostly opal, I still use the cerium oxide whenever I can. It just gets a faster and smoother finish. Whereas the aluminium oxide will get you there, but it does take a little bit longer. But of course, cerium oxide doesn't work on everything. So if you're working on something much harder, you do need to go for aluminium oxide or something like tin oxide as well. But aluminium oxide's the hardest one. And I even use this in the lab for polishing electrodes and stuff. The aluminium oxide's really needed for glassy carbons and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm hoping that kind of puts this topic to bed, and it's a video that I can put up somewhere or send to people whenever I need to, because that question gets asked so many times, and it is getting to a point where it's hard to keep up with all the messages I'm getting. So it is nice to be able to just shoot something through. I'll say, oh, quick, have a quick look at this video. This will show you everything. But like I said, I'll make a cheaper option because all of this together is $250 at the price that I'm selling it for on the website. If you were to look at it elsewhere, it would be hugely more. So don't be shocked if a kit like this ended up being quoted at double that price. But I'm also aiming to do one that's going to be below that $100 mark. It might actually get pretty close to $50 odd. So keep an eye out for that one if you're a budget warrior. We've all been there, and it was fun times. I had just as much fun then as I do now, maybe even more fun. You don't need to spend thousands. You can save all of that for the stones. That's where you're going to get the most value for spending more money. If you can get the tools that work and you're having fun with it, then that's all good. Eventually you will want to upgrade because they do last a lot longer and you get sick of throwing things out. They also do work a little bit smoother. But yeah, stay tuned for that one. I'll probably put it together later today and have it uploaded whenever I can. Don't lose hope if you're a budget warrior. I will put together that kit and you'll be able to see how I've substituted. Like this is subbed out, this is subbed out, this is subbed out. All of these are gone. Probably still end up with these ones. But all of this will be gone and replaced with something that's worth very little. It's just maybe a little bit more of an annoyance factor when you have to use them and they don't last as long, but they still work. Good to dip your toes in the water. A good gift. Maybe for next Christmas, because this Christmas is over. And on that note, this video is over. So catch you around, guys. Heaps more to come. And by all means, send me suggestions if you want other kits or other items stocked. I'll hunt as best as I can for a manufacturer and supplier and chuck it up on the store. The store's actually getting a little bit bulky and harder to manage now, but it's a little bit of fun. Do it after work each day. It's nice to get in touch with people and help people out. Have a good end to the year and a good 2024 too. Try not to party too hard, otherwise you'll lose the first day of the year and that's never good. You don't want to fall behind from day one. But you'll see me in 2024 and I hope to hear from a lot of you guys. Stay in touch and catch you next year.